Finally, Friday. You gotta like that. Darcy Waters official says hi. I've seen that name before. And I like seeing these repeat offenders. Um, Today we're going to talk a little art history, a little cat history, a little Charlie history. You know, when I tell people, when I give people bits and pieces of art history, it might not all be true. I could be making some of it up, but I guarantee you the stuff I'm making up is probably funner than the real story. I think Laurie Anderson did that. When she got a job at a university, part of her TA-ship was she had to teach an art history class. So she didn't know art history, but she wanted to get the degree. So she would go into these sections of beginning art students, and it'd be a big section, 100, 200 people, lights out, slide projector going, and she would just talk quietly in the back of the room, and she would just make stuff up. And it was so beautiful that there was, standing room only for that class. And so I like that. I like that idea a lot. We're getting some traction here. We got some people. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about cameras, since I'm using one now. Cameras didn't always exist. We take them for granted. That artists used to get a lot of their self-esteem and money and power and clout and all that popularity by being realistic painters. They would get hired by the church or the government to paint pictures of high up officials, in the church or the government, and make them look really good, flattering pictures. So those people, the church and the government, would put artists up, give them a place to live, feed them, treat them like royalty, Boy, things have changed, huh? Anyway, when the camera came out, that kind of changed things, because now it was that you could get a picture of something real accurately in a 60th of a second, and it tended to be pretty scary for the portrait artists that they were going to get replaced by this click button that people had. So in order to keep things going and stay important, the artists, the painters, had to figure out something to do with that paint besides try and make reality, which was something hard for them to do, to compete with the camera, because cameras really they don't lie. So anyway, one of the things that artists did was, they would tend to abstract things. They would do things with paint that you couldn't do with a camera. And now you can do a lot of things with the camera thanks to the iPhone. But still, the artist and the brushes, I think, is still king, And so, bye, sad dog. Come back and join us soon, please. Jose Merino says hi. Sapo Game says oi. And Darcy Waters official says hi. So hi, everybody. Glad to see this many people tuning in today. So one of the things that they would do was they would do things with paint that you couldn't do with the camera, like let it drip, spatter it, smear it, do like Jackson Pollock and drip it. Try that with an iPhone. Well, you probably can. It's probably an app now, the Jackson app. At any rate, one of the things that they did was they started realizing that the image that the artist was responding to, and that the viewer and the artist and everybody, the camera, the paint, they're responding to light bouncing off of things. When you look at something, you're not really seeing it, you're seeing light bouncing off of it. So the lightness is what we start focusing on, and the artists started doing that, and they called it impressionism. You get the impression of something, not so much the realistic image of it, but the impression of it, the way the light does things. Hard to explain, but easy to maintain. So one of the things that they did was they realized that light was in little particles. The scientists started mixing it up with the artists and dating and stuff. And they realized that light was in little teeny pieces, little photons, little pieces. And so instead of smearing paint and trying to make it smooth and blended, they let it do what light does, which is be little teeny bits of color. And that was pointillism. They used the point of the brush and went daub, daub, daub instead of smear, smear, smear. And so here is what some of that would look like. There's a pointillistic painting of a tree. See how it's dots? But then when you get back far away from it, it's just the tree. It's like reality. I think it's cool. Now, let's look and see if there's any others. Yeah, this is pretty sweet. Look at that. Just dots. It's beautiful. It frees you up from trying to pretend that paint is a camera. Who cares? So what we're going to do is we're going to do the first keyboard cat pointillistic painting in history, and we're going to do it right on this show right now. For you folks, Darcy Waters Official says beautiful work. Flippin' Game says insane. Martha will be right back. She's running. Kritzky Reed says nice. Thank you. Okay, so, oh, wait a minute. I did have the cat out here somewhere. Where'd he go? Hey, keyboard. There he is. See him? See his fat haunches? Hey, dude. How's life? You say hi to the folks? Oh, he loves that. He loves that, don't you? Okay, keyboard. Daddy's got to go upstairs and do a painting. And I have some coffee waiting for me up there. It's kind of cold, but that's all right. Hey, I have another cat there just looking out the window. Hey there. Hey. It's a beautiful day. It's a real beautiful day. So what we're going to see up here is a painting that I did years and years ago in Japan. It's a self-portrait of me freezing my butt off in a little boat on the Sea of Japan in 1972, I think. And I was wearing my biker jacket, which wasn't adequate. And I was just frozen. The wind was blowing. I had a ponytail. So there's what that looks like. It's daubs of paint instead of smearing paint, right? So that's what we're going to do today. So we will, with no further ado, vertical format, take down this. It reveals the paper we're working on today. And we are going to do zooming in. Yeah, something like that there. And this is the painting that we're gonna do something of. Look at him. With that little checkerboard shirt. It's kind of like my shirt. Oh my God. Look at that. So it's pointillism time. It's pointy time. And that's not it. I'm still gonna do a little orange spray paint just because I love to spray paint. So we're just gonna put a little orange wherever there's orange on the cat here. See? Why not? Why not mix pointillism and spray paint? It's contemporary, it's modern. Sure. Yeah. Right? Doesn't look like much yet, does it? We'll get there. Just have a little faith. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pointillize, not penalize, pointillize some hot fluorescent pink, just in dots, remember. That's where his little mouth is. Right? Getting the idea? It's just like the rest of life, one dot at a time. Right? It looks a little bit like he has chicken pox, but I assure you he doesn't. I got my shot to protect me against, what do they call that thing? Shingles. I got that yesterday, so they said I might be feeling a little peaked today. And I do a little bit, but not enough to stop me. See? A little more hot pink. Let's go like around there. See, I'm not rubbing. I'm dotting. Dewey Dachimo. Remember the Dewey Decimal System? Does anybody remember that? It's how they kept track of things in the library. Library. There we go. This is an experiment. We've never done a keyboard cat painting in Pointillist right like this. I think some people are gonna like it. I really do. I like it. I like the process. I like going dab, dab, dab instead of smear, smear, smear. Look at that. I got a feeling this one's gonna come out right dandy. Jim Dandy Mangrum, Black Oak, Arkansas. We all remember that man. These are those nose freckles that cats have in their whisker zone. I'm going to invent them here. There we go. Yeah. There we go. In a western town in a dead-end world, eastern boys and western girls. Pet Shop Boys. I like those London songs. I like Clash with London Calling. I've been to London a few times and I sure do like it. Good food, good fun, good punk rock. How's that looking to the... Wow. Nice. You kind of get into the zen of it, the bonk, bonk, bonk of it, which is a nice place to be in. It's kind of like a mantra. My mantra is going tick, 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 tick. Yeah. 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 Maybe a little bit down in here. And then we'll mix in some other colors. Boy, when you start introducing more colors with this process, it's really fun. So now imagine a little bit of we could mix some purple with some of what we were just doing. Yeah. Right? For sure, right? No one can say we're not doing pointillism. Almost sounds like a political movement, you know. But it's not. See, now when we put a little purple with that pink or that sprayed orange, yeah. It's 1 a.m. or somebody is. That's cool. It's got to be 1 a.m. somewhere. It's happy hour somewhere. Dig that. Nostrils. I'm liking it. Geez, I almost want to stop and say, yeah, dig this. Well, we're just going to have to dig it where it is for right now. Everyone is sort of a separate aesthetic decision. Now let's put in some really weirdo greeny. And where those eyeballs are, the green, the color part of them. It's kind of green. It's a hard color to decide what it is. But let's not start with green. Unclogging the tube. There's some green on a nail, that'll be enough. And then we're gonna go, we're gonna do some little dots today. Little dots, what's the opposite of green on this color scale? Red. So I'm thinking that that's about the right. Yeah, that's looking good. Yeah. What's anybody saying? Darcy says, cool. Skibidi Toilet from Phoenix. Martha says meow again. Yeah. Well, I didn't mix much of this color, and I don't need much either. Whoa, I almost start painting like smush smush painting. Wrong mantra. Wrong mantra. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Keyboard cat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Point with me. I am just a guy you see. I don't know much art history. Oh, I'm kind of like it. Nice. Sitting down for a minute and looking at that. It's time for some fluorescent yellow, but I don't know where. I know when. The when is now. Oh, I can't even find it. Here it is. Now remember, if you already sub on this channel, that's a good thing. But if you don't, sub up good right now. And be sure and turn on your notify bell so that when we do this some more, you have a chance to turn it into an internet mind-blowing piece of history experience, Art Cat. So we know fluorescent yellow is something major. So we will put it on with tender loving care. And I got me a lot of brushes, I can tell you that. Let's try this. It's a bit of a chisel, but well, to my eye, it's looking mighty good. Mighty flavorful. Coming way in here. You know what, we're not going to worry about getting this done. However far we get when we get somewhere is how far we're going to get. Fluorescent yellow from the tube looks a little, when you mix it with water, a little like yogurt. It's consistency. A little of this mantra, hip, 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 hip. You can, if you want, you can click in the description of this video. There's a link to eBay where you can see these paintings and drawings from this show for sale or for bid, and the prices are really, really low. And check it out. It can't take you forever. Find out what the cat world is doing in the art world and make something happen. Own piece of cat history. That's all I've got to say. Okay. More of this. I'm feeling the light. little bit of white up here where my spray paint got a little cat happy. Right? I'm just touching up here, that's why I'm not using pointillistic rhythm. Right? Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm gonna sit down, have a sip of coffee. Look at that painting. We're about half done with this show. By whose standards, I know not. And I'm digging it. So I think it's time to put a little super duper hooper scooper dark. Like purple. Okay. Now the dark, dark, dark parts of these eyes. This is going to be fun. Right? Yeah. I got to get some other purple. Looking good. Other eye. Other purple. Uh. You know, I think that I got a RSV shot yesterday, and a shingles shot. And they said they might make me feel a little crappy. And I gotta admit, I kind of do. So I think we're gonna call it on this one. And on Monday, we will continue on our merry way to the world of pointillism.